Hey guys, I'm Jen, and this is my husband Joe.
Hey.
And this is our first travel trailer. Before this, we were tent campers, and then just about a year ago, we got this Jayco Jay Feather Micro 171 BH, and we love it. And now that we've had it for just about a year, we thought we'd kind of go over everything that we like and everything that we dislike about it, just so you can get an idea if this might be a good fit for you. And just so you know, we love this trailer. We would absolutely get it again. We are super happy with it. There is, however, a few lists of dislikes that we just wanted to go over, and then we'll go over all of the things that we like about it. So the first issue is that there was a leak going from the roof down all the way to just on top of the bed there at the headboard. It turned out that there was just a little piece of rubber on the roof that needed to get sealed. And once we did that, we haven't had an issue with it. Another issue is that there is a small dent on the front of the trailer, at the top front of the trailer, and so far this hasn't caused any problems, but we are a little worried about it. So when we take the trailer in for some recall work, we'll have them take a look at that, and hopefully we won't have to do anything about it. Another dislike, and of course we knew this going into it, but it could use some more windows. We only have one little tiny window on the camp side, and then we actually just use the screen door most of the time to get some more campsite view. We have this really nice window on the opposite side, but there could be some more campsite windows or maybe something in the back. Of course, I don't know how they would do that with a bunkhouse, but just a minor gripe. Another problem is we keep having an issue with specifically this drawer. It's just not very well supported in there. It's still kind of at an angle, and it's just the tracks aren't really secured in there too well. So we're still trying to get a better solution for that. Another pretty minor issue is just that this strip near the door came off. It's just kind of double stick taped there. So we just need to put some more sticky adhesive on that. So we got the Furrion 3 camera system for the trailer that has the backup camera and then the 2 side cameras, and the trailer said that it was pre-wired for all of those. Well, we were a little disappointed to find that the pre-wire for the side cameras was not anything like the pre-wire for the backup camera. So the backup camera was truly plug and play, whereas the side cameras, there was some electrical work that had to be done. There was a little plastic, placeholder thing, but other than that, the wiring was just for the turn signals. So that had to be wired up, and all the directions were there, but it basically wasn't any faster than if there was a trailer that was not pre-wired for the side cameras. And then one of the big reasons why we got this is because it was really set up for boondocking and dry camping, which is what we want to do. But then we were a little disappointed to find that like the USBs near the bed here, you have to have shore power for them to work. Really, the only thing that's powered in here without shore power are the USBs in the bunk beds over there. And then another downside is that it is really difficult to shut these blinds. You basically have to scoot the table out of the way to get it all the way down to the bottom past the table. This curtain rod that goes right here is really difficult to get on. And if you don't take it off, then when you're traveling, it falls off. And we actually lost ours for a while and had to get a replacement. So now we have to take it on and off each time, and it's just really difficult to actually put it on the hook. So my husband normally actually just turns this little thing with his finger instead of even dealing with the wand. Another kind of big issue that we had, and this only happened twice, but it happened twice. While we were driving, the storage door near the bunks popped open. And it's on a friction hinge, so it only popped open a little bit. Nothing fell out or anything. It wasn't like open wide swinging or anything like that. it opened up a little bit, and we noticed it in the side mirrors of the truck, and we just had to pull over and fix it. But it's possible that maybe it wasn't locked up all the way. We thought that it was, and then it happened again. And same thing, like this time we started checking the locks, like paranoia checking the locks, making sure that that thing is locked, and it still happened. So I'm not really sure what the problem is with that. We just keep an eye on it now, and it hasn't happened in a long time. So hopefully that was just user error, and now that we are more familiar with the trailer and checking that, hopefully it won't happen again, but I'm not sure. We're not entirely convinced. These bunks are awesome, and we love the bunks, but this top one is really difficult to get into. There is this one handle, but just actually getting all the way into it is really difficult. We have a 6-year-old that gets in. He's like the size of an 8 or 9-year-old though, and he can do it, but it's taken a lot of practice, and it's still difficult for him. Sometimes we just sort of have to push him up there, which is fine. It's just, you know, it's not great that he can't get himself in and out. We've thought about putting a ladder here to make it easier. There are little ladders that you can get and kind of change the height so it works with this. But the problem for us is normally our dog sleeps in the bottom there. And if there was a ladder, the dog wouldn't be able to get in and out of his bed. And then another downside, which of course we knew going into this that this would be the case, but still it's worth mentioning that the pass-through area is just really small. There isn't all that much space, but this is a 20-foot travel trailer, so I can't really expect too much space. And it is nice that we have some space under the bunks. We do use that, but the most of our storage is in the front, and there's just not too much space there. So we do actually have a plan that we're working on how to relocate the batteries so that we can put a little bit more storage on the tongue of the trailer. And then the last really big issue for us was the first couple of times we towed the trailer anywhere, underneath the sink right here, the bottom of the plumbing actually came detached, and when we stopped and the kids used the potty, and then after when they washed their hands, all of that water just went right onto into the cabinet here and onto the floor. And so we just saw big puddles on the floor, and we stopped and realized that this drain had come unattached, and we just had to put it back up. And so now we have this little block underneath it. And since we did that, it's just enough that it doesn't come loose while we're driving anymore. We still check it every time we stop though, just to make sure that we're not going to get a whole bunch of water going onto the floor. Okay, now onto the stuff we like. So first, this refrigerator and freezer, it is great. Not only can we fit a ton of food and beer or ice cream, whatever we want. We've never had a problem loading this thing up. But another awesome part about the fridge is just that we could run it off of propane too. So we have 2 tanks on the trailer, so we have never had a problem running out of propane. This thing can run on propane for months, so it's a really awesome option for us when we're dry camping. One of my favorite things about this trailer is the Blackstone Griddle that it came with. And when we were looking for a trailer, having an outside kitchen was really important for us. We want to do almost all of our cooking outside because we want to get the kids outside. We don't want to take them into nature and then just stay in the trailer the whole time. We really want to get them out. So having an outside kitchen was really important. But when we were looking for like a stove and sink pull out, like something on the Winnebago hike. We really liked that. And I wasn't thinking that this Blackstone would really be what we're looking for, but I was so wrong. It is so much better than just a stove. It doesn't make as many dishes, and again, since we like to go dry camping, that's been super important. But I just love cooking on it. It's super easy. We've made so many different things that I never thought that we could make. Just makes everything super easy, and I am really happy with it. The next thing we like is this little tiny propane furnace. This thing can heat up the trailer so fast. It takes like minutes. So normally we only run this when the kids are getting ready for bed. And by the time they are done and in bed, this place is warm. We turn it off and it's good until the morning. We don't turn it on again until we get up and make coffee. So we love these bunks. This was a must for a trailer for us because we have a couple of young kids, and as far as space goes, this just makes the most sense. But what we weren't really concerned about is curtains for the bunks. But now that we have them, the bunks and the curtains are so awesome because the kids get in and they are happy to close their curtains and have their own space, and they have slept perfectly in this every night. They haven't had any issues, and because they have their own little private area, after they go to bed, we can still watch some TV, drink some beer. We don't have to go to bed at the same time as them, and we could still be in here because what we're doing is not bothering them. They have their own private area, and it's worked out really well for us. So another feature that we love are the steps coming into the trailer. They are really sturdy, and not only are they sturdy, but the top step is a little bit wider than the other two steps, so it's really, really easy. Our 2-year-old had no problems going in and out of the trailer by herself, which was great because when we bought this, we didn't realize how much she would demand to use the steps on her own. So if we had the kind of older style of just the flip out steps, I think that would have been a struggle for her, whereas these, we haven't had any problems with them. She's been able to use them no problem, so that's been a really big plus for us. This TV is awesome. When we were looking for a trailer, we were not looking for a TV. We didn't care if it had a TV or if it didn't have a TV. We were camping to be outside and spend more family time, and we were expecting to do a lot of dry camping, so we really didn't care about a TV. But this TV is 12 volt. So this works off of the solar panels that we have. And so we can use this anywhere. We can use it when we're dry camping, or we could use it when we just stop for lunch. This is always working, and that is awesome. So not only do we have the 12 volt TV, but we also got a USB powered DVD player, and then we also have a custom little Raspberry Pi that is USB powered, and so that lets us play like some old school Super Nintendo, Nintendo video games, and it lets us have all of our movies digital on there and a bunch of TV shows. So that has just been a lot of fun. The kids have really enjoyed having that as an option. It makes it easier when we're packing up that we could just turn this on and let them play some games or watch some TV while we're getting everything ready. And after they go to bed, if we don't want to leave them in the trailer by themselves, it gives us something to do while we're hanging out for a little bit until it's time for us to go to bed. So we've really enjoyed that. It's been a lot of fun. This bathroom is one of our favorite parts of the trailer. It's really hard to find a travel trailer this length that has a sink in the bathroom. And if you have kids and you want to keep their same routine of being able to brush their teeth before bed and washing their hands after potty and everything, to us, having a sink in the bathroom is really important. So we're really happy that this has a sink, and the shower is really nice too. It's really convenient for potty training. We actually can put our daughter's just potty training potty in the shower, so she has her own spot that she's used to, and it doesn't take any space away from our regular spot. So that's worked out really well too. Another feature that we absolutely love about this trailer is all of the solar functionality. So when we got the trailer, it came with the Go Power Overlander package. So it has a 190 watt panel up top, and then it came with the PWM 30 amp controller. And that's worked out really well for us. We did upgrade our battery to 2 6-volt golf cart batteries. And like I said, we like to go dry camping. We normally go for a weekend or a long weekend, and the solar's worked out really well for us. We don't always get our batteries back up to 100%, but we normally get enough that we're not too concerned about it. Maybe we just don't run the TV in the nighttime or something like that. And then we did also recently just add a second 190 watt panel. So we're hoping that helps us get the batteries back up to 100% a little bit more often. So another thing we really love about this trailer is that it has 2 propane tanks. So not only does that give us the peace of mind when we're dry camping that we're not going to run out of propane, but it also lets us monitor it, since we don't have really accurate gauges or any gauges to monitor the propane. What we do is we only open up 1 bottle at a time, and then we have the automatic switch off. We don't have that enabled, so that when we run out of a tank of propane, we know it and we can go and open up the other tank. But then we know that we need to switch this out. So we always have a full tank of propane on the trailer, and that system has just worked out really well for us. We rarely have to switch it. We can go on several trips before we run out of our tank. I think we've actually only ran out once, and like I said, we've had it for a year, and we try to camp as often as we can. So, mostly on weekends, but it's lasted quite a while, and we really like the system where we could just keep one off and have that and just know that we have a full tank available. We also really like the high quality tires that the trailer has. It has good tires and good suspension. It has truck tires, and it just gives you a little bit more peace of mind. It's definitely not a part that you want to cheap out on. It just seems like overall the quality is good, and so we're really happy with that. Another thing that we like about this trailer, which when we were looking, I didn't even care about this. It was not a concern one way or the other. But now that we have it, I am really glad that we don't have a slide on the trailer. Like I said, when we were looking, having a slide would have been fine. I wasn't worried about that. But now that we don't have one, it is so convenient when we're traveling. We could just stop and we can have the full trailer available. We don't have to make sure we have room to pull a slide out. The kids could use the bathroom. We can make lunch. Not a problem at all. Plus, it's one less thing to maintain, one less thing that could break, and we haven't had any space issues in here. It has been great. So I'm really happy that we got a model that doesn't have a slide, just so we don't have to worry about that. Okay, so that's the rundown of the things we didn't like and the things that we love about this trailer. And like I said, overall, we are really happy with this. We went into this expecting that there would be some issues. Even though we haven't owned a trailer before, we did hear that most of the problems with the trailer happen right away. It's not like a car where when you get it brand new, it's perfect. But the trailer, when it's brand new, is when it's going to have the most problems, because when it's bumping down the road, everything's kind of figuring itself out, and you should expect to have some problems in the very beginning. So we went into it knowing that we'd have some problems, and so we weren't surprised to have little things falling here and there, and just little things that we need to fix. We are really happy with it. We will never go back to tent camping. We love this trailer, and I hope that this helps you make an informed decision if the Jay Feather Micro might be a good option for you too.